In this video, I'll be going over how to use all the features inside of the Service Hub Professional in HubSpot CRM. This video is going to go over how to use tickets, how to use the feedback surveys and the knowledge base as well. And I'll be covering each of these extensively to help you get the most out of the Service Hub Professional. Welcome CRM crew, my name is Nick. Just before we get into this video, if you are signing up to HubSpot for the first time, it would be greatly appreciated if you could use my link below. It really does help the channel out. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So once you log into your HubSpot CRM system, of course, you'll come to the home screen. Now in this video, we are discussing the Service Hub Professional and all the features inside of the Service Hub Professional. So if you go to the service up the top here and use the drop down menu, you will see we have tickets, feedback surveys and the knowledge base. So I'll be going over each of these in the video. So firstly, if we head over to tickets, you'll see here we've not got any tickets inside of our HubSpot CRM system. So tickets is essentially a means of tracking any issues or questions that a customer of yours may have about maybe a product, or they have an issue with a product. So this is where we can go ahead, create a ticket, and then we look to resolve that ticket for them. So we can walk them through the different stages of our pipeline. We can have multiple pipelines in the paid version or the Service Hub Professional. And obviously I do recommend that if you have various different products, the pipelines are going to vary between each product and how to resolve the problems. So we're on this page here. This is our list view. We've got all tickets, my open tickets, and we've also got unassigned tickets. So open tickets are tickets that are in the pipeline, they've not been closed yet. Obviously all tickets are every single ticket closed or in the process, and then we've got unassigned tickets, so any tickets that have not been assigned an owner for someone to then consequently deal with. So in order to create a new ticket, if we press the create ticket button up the top right hand corner here, I will then walk you through each of the different stages. So we firstly need to give our ticket a name. Now I strongly recommend having a uniform name for each ticket. So maybe the customer name or the person that's reported the issue, and then a date, and then the person that's dealing with it. This will just make it a lot easier to manage in future. And obviously if you end up having lots and lots of tickets, finding the information that you need will take some time if the name's just a complete mess. So I'm going to call this example ticket. And then from here we can select our ticket status. So we've got new, waiting on contact, waiting on us, or closed. Obviously when you create a ticket, you want to be creating a ticket as soon as the issue comes in, but maybe let's say we have to jump ahead, we can change the status if needs be. We've also got a ticket description, so this will just allow us to outline the issue that is being reported or the question that is being asked. We've got ticket owner, which is automatically set as yourself. You can select it as no owner or search for someone else inside of your HubSpot system. And then we've got the create date, so that is the date in which the ticket was reported. If you are creating it on the day that the ticket is reported, obviously you set it as that date, or it might have come in maybe a few days earlier. So I'm just going to select it as today. And then we have our priority, so low, medium or high. So just to give you an example, you may select high if it's a top paying customer or one of your biggest clients and they reported a major issue with a product. Or it may be low if they've just got a general question and it's not of any urgency. So you can go ahead and differentiate between those. And it is good to do so because if you end up getting busy, you know which ones you need to deal with first. And then we are also able to associate a ticket with a company and a contact as well. Obviously this is really useful, so I'm going to associate it with CRM crew, which is obviously myself, and we can add their timeline activity to this ticket if we would like to, and then also myself again, Nick Boardman, and again we can add timeline activity from Nick Boardman to this ticket if we would like to. So I've associated the company and the contact with the ticket, and once you are happy with that, just press the create button. And then we can go ahead and track all the information we need to inside of the ticket. It's just like any other record inside of your HubSpot system. You've got notes, emails, calls, tasks. You can log, email, call or meetings, create meetings, all of that. And you can see all the information inside of the ticket. So once you are tracking information and obviously communicating with the person that's got the issue, you would then look to record that in here. So we'll press back and we'll go to our tickets area. Now, as I mentioned, this is the list view, but we also want to go to the pipeline view, as I personally believe that is the best way to manage tickets inside of your HubSpot system. So if you go to the top left-hand corner here and you've got the dotted button, what we want to do is we can then go ahead and drag our ticket to the different stages. So We can drag it from one stage to another. It just makes it so much easier to manage all of these different stages. So you just drag and drop from one stage to the next. And obviously we ultimately want to close our tickets or get it to the close stage, so that is then completed and that ticket has been sorted. So hopefully you are now familiar with tickets, how to use tickets as well. And again, you can just click on any particular ticket if you need to, and you see the relevant information. And if you need to view the entire record, just go to the view record button down the bottom there, and you should be able to see all of this information. You can see that obviously the ticket activity gets updated as it gets moved from the different stages. So we've just gone ahead and done that, and that is why we've got a list of different changes here. So if we go back, and obviously you are now familiar with the tickets, we will go to the service drop down menu again, and we're going to head over to our feedback surveys. Now, feedback surveys is exactly what they say on the tin. You send in the feedback surveys out to customers to find out how you did, or maybe not even customers, you could send them out to someone that was looking to buy a product. You can send them a feedback survey just to see how you as a business did, and maybe what you could improve on to make your business more efficient, more effective, and obviously better. So we've not got any surveys here. In order to create a survey, just go to the create survey button up the top right hand corner. And as you can see here, we can build our own if we'd like to, or HubSpot has provided some industry standard surveys as well, which we can use, like customer satisfaction, customer support, or customer loyalty. So I'm going to go ahead, build our own, select the build your own custom survey, and just press the next button. And then we can decide on a delivery method. We have email and we have a shareable link. So we can just share a link, or we can send it via email. Now the clever thing with email is we can automate it. So obviously if you're not familiar with automation inside of HubSpot, based on certain criteria, or maybe after a few days or emails, you could then send this email. Now I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but it allows you to just automatically send a feedback survey to hopefully get a response. So I'm going to go to shareable link, and then I'll press the create button. And then this is where we can go ahead and start creating our new survey. It's really easy. We can just drag and drop different question types onto our form or onto our survey. So as you can see, if we just drag and drop a single line of text onto the page. So now you've dragged that single line of text on, we need to add some information. So firstly, it's going to ask you to enter a question to ask your recipient. So I'm just going to put, are you happy? Question mark. Okay, and then we can add help text as well. So I'll just put example, but maybe you'd say, are you happy with the way that this was dealt with, for example. You can also add placeholder text if needs be. And then we need to create this property. So this property hasn't yet been created to record this information. So to do so, just press create feedback property, and then this will add the information. It's literally like creating a new field inside of your HubSpot CRM system, just to record the information back to every time a survey is completed. So all the information is filled out. It's really, really simple. And now we have created an are you happy single line of text question. If we go back, we could go ahead and add a checkbox if we wanted to, a radio button 1 or 2, absolutely anything. It's really, really useful to get data about how you as a business are performing, and then record that inside of your HubSpot CRM system. We've got common modules as well, like images, dividers, header text. And then we've also got contact properties. So the only contact property we have is the email. And as you can see, that has already been added. So this allows us to, when a survey is submitted, it will connect the email address with the contact record. So it will update to say that that particular contact has filled in a survey. And then later on, I'll show you how you can then notify the owner of that particular contact to let them know that that person has filled in a survey. So hopefully you're now familiar with all of this. We can then go to the options area. We can change the language. I'm just going to change the company name, CRM Crew. And then we can also change the theme. So I'm not really too sure about this color. We can change that very easily. We have a number of different options, or we can go to the advanced and use the RGB if we so wish. I'm just going to change it to a nice, slightly calmer purple color. From here, we can also go to the thank you. So this is just a thank you message for submitting the survey. I recommend changing the image to your company logo, perhaps. We've got the alt text, and then we've got the header text as well. Just say thanks so much. And then a body text as well. So your feedback means the world to us. And all of this can be very, very easily changed. And then finally, we have got our settings at the top here. And this is where we can choose an individual or team to notify. when a survey has been submitted, and we can also notify the owner of the contact record that that particular contact has submitted a survey as well. So that's what I mentioned earlier. Once you're happy with that, just press the save button up the top left hand corner there, and then we can go ahead and review and publish it. So there are no issues, and we can press the publish button, and as you can see, that has now been published. You can press the preview link in new tab, and this is what our survey will look like. Very simple, very easy. Obviously you can go to town on it, customize it, and obviously collect as much data as you can, but this is a great feature. So close that down. So now we've come back to the feedback area, and this is where we can go ahead and look at our feedback surveys. So we've got published, draft, and inactive, because obviously you might have different ones going or different ones sending. And then if you want to have a look at the data associated with the survey, what you need to do is just click the survey that you want to look at, and then you will see all the responses here. You can go through everything, and you can also analyze the data as well. So you can see the views, conversion rate, the submissions, the answers to all of these as well. So this is where we can really start collecting data and then consequently improving the way the business works as a result of the feedback that we're getting. And this is where we can look at all of that feedback. So very useful information. We can change the date ranges as well. So maybe you want to see the feedback in the last year, 2 years. Obviously, as things gradually improve, you want to see that the feedback is getting better and better because you are improving the way your business operates. So if we go back again, you can create another survey if you like, and then if you hover over any survey, you can go to the actions where you can see the details, delete it, share it, you can clone it if you like, and you can also edit it, and that would take us back to what we were looking at in terms of the customization. So hopefully you're now familiar with the feedback surveys. And lastly, in our service area, we have our knowledge base. So if I go over to our knowledge base, as you can see, I haven't got any information on here yet. Now, in case you're not familiar, a knowledge base is essentially a website that you create for your product, and it allows you to answer every question imaginable that a customer may have on how to use your product, how to get the most from your product. So over time you create lots and lots of different articles answering very specific questions. So to give you an example, HubSpot would probably have a knowledge base to how to create a contact, how to create a company, how to manage calls, how to use the activity feed, how to use lists, and they would break those down using categories as well. So they would organize all of these different parts of the system through the categories, so it makes it really easy for a user that needs to find out information about your product to just search through the right channels, through the right categories to get the answer that they need. A knowledge base is really useful. It saves a lot of time. It prevents someone from having to create a ticket to get an answer to a question that they may have or to resolve any issues. You'll find a lot of companies do have a knowledge base. So Apple, for example, they use a knowledge base for loads of different parts of their products, and it's just a very effective way of dealing with issues. So we see here on the knowledge base, we get insights and we've got articles. So insights is essentially gives you an overview or data points about the articles that you've created on your knowledge base. So you can see the article health, the total number of searches, the search terms with no results. And this is obviously really important. The top search terms with no results, you're then going to want to start answering those questions, creating articles to answer the questions or the most common questions that your customers may have. You've got most search terms as well, so you get a load of data and you can see the time ranges as well up the top here. And then secondly, we've got articles. So these are all the articles that are in your knowledge base, and there will end up, if you're using it properly, being a lot of different articles. On the left here, we've got draft, published and archived articles as well. So anything published, anything live that's on the knowledge base website, that will be in the published area, draft of course, and archived as well. Anything you've taken off, maybe a feature has changed and you needed to archive an article because it's no longer relevant. So up the top here, we've got customize template, organize categories, and create an article. So firstly, I'm going to demonstrate how to create an article. So if we press the create article button, it's really simple. It is literally like writing out the basic information about the article. So I'm just going to put example article. So this is the header, so essentially the more like the question. So this is the question, then you can add a subtitle if you want, and then down here you just need to add an answer. So I'm just going to put example answer. It's very, very easy. We get obviously basic customization features up the top here, and we can also embed code, we can embed video, tables, and call out as well. We can add special characters, we can add an anchor and horizontal line for the design features as well of our article. But this is where you obviously write the question and then you answer it in detail, so that a user, anyone that's searching for the answer, can very quickly and easily find it. So once you've written out all the information you need, you can go to the settings up the top here. This is where you create your URL, so the URL for that particular article. We've got our article language, and then we can add it to categories as well. Now, I do strongly suggest using categories. It makes it so much easier, like I mentioned earlier, to just pinpoint exactly where the solution to a problem would be. You can create them from here, or you can create them from the main page. I've already got a category created. It's really, really simple to do. Just press create new category. You just got to write out the category name. I'm going to cancel that. And we can also, if we select a category, we can use subcategories as well. Again, making it even easier to find the answer to the solution. And then from here, we've got keywords for search. So this just makes it easier to search, improves the SEO on the site, makes it easier. So people, obviously there are going to be keywords that people are searching for. So it's just going to make things a little bit easier. And then finally, we've got control audience access. So the public is anyone on the internet can then go ahead and see the knowledge base and get answers to questions. Or private registration required means that they've got to create an account to get access to the knowledge base. It's entirely up to you which one you'd rather use. You can see here you can use the lists when you are creating a private or registration required, and those lists, depending on the emails in those lists, will then grant them access. They'd have to create an account. The email gets sent, and they have to create an account, and then they get access. I'm going to leave it as public, and finally just here we've got advanced options where we can add HTML if needs be. Once you're happy with your article, you can just press the publish button. Your article now goes live. And you can use this link to go onto your knowledge base, and you can see that this article to hopefully answer a question is available there. You're even able to vote to say whether this article has been helpful or not, so you can say yes or no, and that data is then going back to the knowledge base like we discussed earlier, and you'll be getting insights into how it is doing. So you can see all the articles here. If we go to our insights, you can see that the average time on the article was 9 seconds. We've had 4 views. The helpful rating was 1. So we're getting a load of information, collecting that data to see what is working, if our articles are helping people. So it is very, very simple. If you press the view button up the very top here, this will take you to your main knowledge base area, and then you can go ahead and start searching, or a user can start searching to find answers to questions they may have about your product. So hopefully that has given you a good insight into how to use the knowledge base inside of your HubSpot CRM system. Like I discussed, we've got organized categories, and we can customize some templates as well. So obviously templates, when you are creating an article, you want to want them all to look the same, all in accordance with the way your business and your business theme looks. So you can customize templates, and then it's really quick and easy to create a new article. You don't have to go to extensive design changes to just write out an answer to a question that is someone may have. And then again, organized categories, if you press that, you can drag and literally just drop all the categories from one place to another, and the subcategories as well. It's very, very simple. So hopefully you're now all set, and I'll see you shortly in a moment's time. Hopefully you are now all set to get the most from the Service Hub Professional, including how to use your tickets, the knowledge base, and the feedback surveys as well. If the video has been of use to you, if it's helped you out, it would be greatly appreciated if you could drop it a like, possibly even subscribe. If you have any further questions at all, you are more than welcome to either drop me an email, as my details are in the description below, or you can just comment below, and I'll do my absolute best to answer any questions you do have. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you shortly in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.